Hello, long time no see. It's been a minute, a very long minute, and yeah, this is kind of just explaining myself and kind of what's been going on with me and why I've been absent while I quickly get ready. I've been gone for a long time. And I can say that ever since I moved, YouTube for me has kind of been struggling a little bit, and I'm sure it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out if you just kind of have been keeping up or were an avid watcher. And so many things have played a part in my absence that it's kind of just well, where do I even begin? So definitely I have to say, working full-time does not give me very much time to film YouTube videos. I mean, I work anywhere from 8 to 9 hours. It just ends up happening like that. And then on top of that, my commute in the morning is about 30-35 minutes, and then my commute in the afternoon is 40 to 50 minutes. So that takes a huge chunk out of my day. By the time that I get home, there's no sunlight. I'm exhausted, and I still have to worry about, unwinding and making food because I'm starving. And there's just no way I can do YouTube videos on a Monday to Friday basis. Not to mention that the lighting in my apartment is god awful, and if I wanted to film after work, if I had the energy or whatnot, there's just getting lighting for YouTube videos is just not at the top of my list. There's still a lot of things that this apartment needs, and we are taking it at a very slow basis because I'm the only one that makes money, and I don't make very much of it. So in that sense, I'm down to Saturday, Sunday for videos, and those are my days off from work. And not that saying YouTube is work, but more often than not, I don't even wear makeup on the weekends. Don't have to wear makeup right now to go out. So it's just on top of that, I'm not even wearing makeup or hardly wearing makeup. When I first started working, and here's the other thing that really pushed me away from YouTube, is that when I first started working, I would get up really early, and I would either have breakfast or I would, sit down, do my makeup, and watch YouTube videos. And then I don't know, it kind of messed up my whole eating schedule, not having breakfast and kind of just pushing through work. I don't know, I get hungry. Girls gotta eat. So I decided to cut out getting ready so I could use that time to actually make myself breakfast and start off my day well, and well off, take me into my work morning, and then actually sit down and have lunch rather than just be hungry 2 hours in and not having the opportunity to eat until way later in my shift, which then just I don't feel good. I start getting dizzy, and it's not fun. So then I stopped wearing makeup. I do get ready on the subway. Had to turn that off. So I do get ready on the subway, but it's literally just concealer underneath my eyes, mascara, and maybe do my brows if I feel like it. And it's that's hardly any makeup for me, what I'm used to, but it's there's no point in wearing makeup in a work, especially in the workplace that I work at. I don't have anybody to impress. I am in a laboratory. No one's wearing makeup really. I think even mascara might be a little bit too much, but I still gotta do it. It makes me feel not I just rolled out of bed, and it's the little things that I do that at least when I go to the bathroom and I look at myself, it's not ooh, you need help. So it's just yeah. And then on the weekends, for the most part, they're pretty like low-key because I am recovering from an exhausting work week, and I know it's like woe is me, but I haven't been used to that in like a very long time, so I'm still adjusting. And some weekends I do go out with like friends or with Josh, but most often than not I don't. I use that to relax. I don't see the point of like putting on makeup to just like hang around the house. So if it's like, if I'm not doing the thing why I started YouTube, why make videos? So it all started with like me wanting to do makeup, or like I bought too much makeup, let's like reduce that consumption, or like then it turned into like Bath and Body Works. But it's like, I'm not trying to impress anyone anymore in regards to how I look or how I smell, or I don't want to be the girl that like, you know, because it has, ooh, there's like a weird thing. It just has no relevancy in my life at this very moment. Because it has like no relevancy in my life right now, I don't watch YouTube. And if I don't watch YouTube, then I don't feel inspired to sit down and make videos for a platform I'm not watching. And I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of the way like I have always worked. And instead, what I do use my time, because you know I am with Josh, we've only been here 3 months, so like in regards to friends, like I have made like 1 or 2 really good ones, but not enough to like hang out with them all the time. And like Josh has to study and Josh is busy, so it's not like he can like do a lot of activities with me. So I found like other hobbies to like keep me sane and keep my time going, and they just don't have anything to do with YouTube. So although I'd love to talk about like what the hobbies are, but like even the hobbies that I do partake in don't necessarily lead me to watch very many YouTube videos, which then like if I'm engaged in watching like YouTube content, then I'll want to make content. But if I'm not engaged in like a platform, then like the way that my mentality is like, then I don't see the need to do it or like be on it. It's like Snapchat. It was like super popular and now it's pretty dead. The only reason why I still have it is because it's an easy way to communicate with 1 or 2 people, but other than that, like I don't actively use it for like the purpose that it was meant to. And it sucks because I've noticed though that when I am making YouTube videos, like my mental health is a lot better. So I will say this, which is like ironic. I think YouTube is like a form of therapy to me, where it's like, you know, we've all like been less social for the last 2 years, and especially now like in my life more particular, like it was a way to like feel social and to like unload and kind of like keep myself busy and like distract myself in a way, but to a point where like distract to like forget, not to like not particularly not feel. So I did feel that, I will say, I know I'm like talking in circles, that not doing it for the month that I haven't been doing it, I have been like a little bit more on the depressed side. And I did like have like a moment where like I was just like, why is nothing I'm doing like making me happy? Like why am I sad? And I'm just like, not that this is the answer, because I'm not a therapist or anything, but ironically, this like the correlation of like I have nothing like to escape to ish. I don't know. I feel like while there's work to be put in YouTube, it's a lot of like easy work compared to the other hobbies. So the other hobbies I've partaked in, I kind of started painting, and then I got into sewing, and then painting got put on the back burner, and sewing has been very much in like the forefront of my free time. I used to take sewing classes when I was a child, when I was little, and I had a sewing machine at one point, I think like in the 6th or the 7th grade, and then I just kind of stopped. I've actually been wanting to get into it all of 2020 21, but I was just like, oh, like I'm gonna move eventually, so there's no point in like purchasing a sewing machine, because then like I'm gonna have to live with it, and that's just an extra expense. And then I get here and I thought about like purchasing a sewing machine, but that's just an extra expense. And so I live in an apartment complex, and someone was getting rid of a sewing machine. And so I happened to be like at my desk when I got the alert, because we have like this app where like all of the residents can communicate with each other, like if they're getting rid of stuff, or if they need help, or if like they are hosting like certain classes. Like there's this one lady in the apartment that like is doing paint with me Zoom classes. Hello, Josh. And so I thought about doing classes with her, but I'm very much more like painting, like doing it on my own time when I'm feeling inspired, and like that inspiration left very quickly after I found the sewing machine. So yeah, I snatched it up. It's a vintage one, so it's not like one of those like fancy can do everything, and so I've been learning how to use it. I kind of like cleaned it up and, you know, have it ready to go, and I'm still relearning everything because since it's vintage, it's very finicky in a way, so I'm like having to repractice how to like sew straight lines. And so you don't realize it, but sewing takes a lot of like time and effort. It really consumes you, especially like if I'm watching something in the background, which I love to do. I love to watch like shows in the background now. Like that's what I find interesting. I find shows more entertaining now than YouTube content, and like that switches a lot. Usually when I'm very active on YouTube, and this line is bothering me, it's because the content is very interesting to me, but because I haven't found anything that's like super interesting, because nothing that I used to watch or tend to watch is relevant. Like I'm not going to sit there and watch videos of someone sewing while I'm trying to sew something else, or like it's something like you watch and then you do. It's not something that you can like constantly have like playing in the background. So I've been into shows, and then when I'm not sewing, I'm just like watching TV, and it's like I don't have a reason to get ready, so like what's the point of making a YouTube video is my thought process. So that's where I've been and that's why I've been absent. Long story short, and this last month like we had a bunch of guests, so it's kind of like it's still very awkward filming with like Josh around, because I used to film, at least before, like on my own, and no one would come and like bother me, or I would do it when like my brothers were asleep or my parents were working. So even now that he just came in, now I'm like all hush and quiet, because I know that he knows that I'm recording, and that's like still weird, especially because I did go MIA. Like this time that I went to MIA, I could have been recording and gotten over that awkwardness, but I didn't. So we're still going through that phase right now, and it's also like weird for him because he's not accustomed to that. Anyways, so yeah, it's like I'm not wearing makeup. I don't have like this big Bath and Body Works collection that I have a reason to like constantly work through. So it's like, then what do I film? Those are like the two things that I've always like fall back on. It's not like I have this amazing like influencer life either that I can just share. So it's kind of like I've been in a stump on what can I film? How can I keep this alive? I obviously still love YouTube, but the things that have driven my channel for like the last couple of years are not relevant in my life right now. So it's like, what do I do? And that's why I've also like, even now I'm just like, okay, this last weekend I've been trying to like find content that interests me, and it's like I'm still very much at a loss. I don't know, but what can I do? I can tell you guys what's going on. I can reach out to you, and if you guys have like ideas, speak them into existence. It's weird because like I don't know what else to do right now, but I want to keep this alive because this makes me happy, and keeps me happy, and I see that's obvious, but like, what will make my current audience happy? Do I have to like work on an entire new audience? I don't know, but at least I'm showing my face, and I think that's better than nothing. And I'm, you know, coming clean on like what's been going on, and it's like, what? I guess I'm asking for help. It's like, what would you like to see from me? Like, obviously the makeup and the Bath and Body Works is hard right now, so let me know what else interests you, and maybe that's something that like I can do. What else do you guys watch? I don't know, because I can only go from like what I like and what interests me, so that's where I'm stuck. And I don't like it. I don't like the feeling. Ooh, this brow is way darker than the other one, but like I said, I'm not going anywhere important. I just have to pick up a couple of things and that's it. So I don't have to do makeup, especially because we're still wearing masks. It's a struggle, but yeah, that's my update on where I've been. Any feedback would be really appreciated, because I'm a little bit lost and I'm tired of being lost, and I want to find a solution, but I need a direction to go in. So everything would be appreciated, please. But I hope you guys have been doing well. I've been trying to keep my head above water. Not like anything drastic's happening, but I think, you know, I've been so good at like putting up like a strong face for everyone and like dealing with all of these changes, but now that like the dust has settled, I can like, I'm feeling everything now. So it's been an interesting month, but this brow is really bothering me how thick it is. So yeah, hopefully I have something else to come up with. I just need to find inspiration again, and then I'll be back with more good content. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Bye.